Hey guys, Pretzelman N45 here. I realize this probably looks a lot different than my normal recording setup, but literally, I found out that you can record videos through the YouTube app, so that's what I'm going to be trying out tonight. I do have a legitimate list there. Tonight's list is going to be my top 10 favorite books. Number 10 is The Odyssey. Now, um, I really like this book, this epic per se, because I think it has really good characters, and I think it's very well written. And Odysseus is an amazing main character, and it's just a classic story, I feel like. So yeah, I really like The Odyssey. At number 9 is Common Sense by Thomas Paine. I feel like this is a book that at least everybody should read at least once in their life, because it is, even if you've heard all the spiel before about it, it's still very eye-opening and is definitely a very intriguing read that I would recommend to a lot of people. It is an extremely good book. Number 8 is A Christmas Carol. This is another very classic story. It has has a very dynamic main character, which I love. I love all the three ghosts. It's just a very enjoyable thing to read, and especially to see plays of, which me and my family see a Christmas play of it almost every year. So that's really fun. Um, and number 7 is Mass Effect Retribution. Now, Drew Carbishin, who is one of my favorite authors, he wrote a series of books called the Mass Effect Trilogy, where there were 3 books: Revelation, Ascension, and Retribution. Retribution is basically the third one, and I think it's the best of the 3, personally. They are extremely entertaining books with, like, the whole series has a amazing introduction and development of characters. So, yeah, I would really recommend this series to anyone that likes Mass Effect or Drew Carbishin. And number 6, the first of the Star Wars books, and another Drew Carbishin book, Revan. So, I don't think I need to explain why. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I feel like, because anyone that's seen my favorite Sith Lords or Jedi video will know that my favorite Jedi and Sith is Revan. So, this kind of thing just kind of makes sense. It's also a really good book that acts as a great sequel to both of the KOTOR games. At number 5, and by far the most recent novel on this list, as I just finished reading it tonight, The Kite Runner. Like, I knew I was going to enjoy this book, which, by the way, um, was actually something we were required to read, which is not something that happens very often. Like, I think The Odyssey and The Kite Runner are the only 2 examples of this. But The Kite Runner is just so good. I mean, it has incredible characters, amazing character development and relationships. It has so many payoffs and tiny things that you would never think about again. And especially with the main theme of redemption, that is paid off in so many ways for each and every character. And it's just such a good book. It is a must read for so many people. honestly. Number four is Lord of the Rings. Now, people who have watched my favorite movies videos know that I love Lord of the Rings. And surprisingly, Return of the King is not my favorite book. The Two Towers is my favorite book because I like a lot of the content within the book, and I think it's much better than the movie. Uh, and um, and number three, uh, by James Luceno, is the book Tarkin. I really like this book because I feel like it is quite an interesting perspective on the character of Tarkin, who is one of the more interesting Star Wars villains that's never really delved into that much, I feel like. And this book does such an excellent job of that. It has a lot of great payoffs and some really, really interesting sections. They include a ton of really, really cool flashbacks. And number two is Darth Plagueis. This is also by James Luceno. This was really the first book that got me into Legends, so it kind of has a special place in my heart in that way. Um, but also, it acts as such a profoundly excellent prequel to the Phantom Menace, and basically takes it all the way through to the end of to like right before the Attack of the Clones. Um, it has a lot of great timelining, like the way that James Luceno writes about the Sith in this novel is so interesting, and I love it. Like I absolutely love it. It is definitely one of his longer novels, and it takes a good while to read, but I honestly don't mind that at all because it's just such a well written book. And then finally, coming at number one, also written by James Luceno, the first book in my favorite trilogy, the Darth Bane trilogy, which is also basically my second introduction to Legends and holds a special place in my heart that way. Um, Darth Bane Path of Destruction. This book introduces Darth Bane as this character who has so many of the abilities of the dark side that just come completely natural to him, and like he just learns to harvest it, and you see this complete evolution of his character. It's like going full circle, but maybe doing like five times in the same novel with one character. And the other characters introduced are also really, really good and have a lot of amazing lines and quotes from this book. And there's also a lot of other connections to other ancient Sith lords in this book, but also across the whole series. And yeah, it's all these books are so good, and it's kind of hard to describe books without people actually reading them, because unlike movies where I can spoil those, it's kind of hard to spoil books. I mean, you can, but like books are really something other people would have to read, in my opinion. Anyway, I would strongly recommend that everyone read all of the books I listed. Um, uh, I hope that this new type of recording style works out. I might do it more often because it's a lot easier than trying to set up my computer, and I can just lay in bed and do this, and it'll probably be a lot quicker. I might use my computer for more long-winded videos, like the ranking every Star Wars one, or something like that, or like ranking all the TV shows. Some videos that might take a bit longer, but something like a quick top 10 like that, or maybe like a quick like 10-minute rant. I'll probably record on my phone, so maybe expect to see a variety of videos recorded between the two styles. But anyway, that's a bit about it. Thanks for watching, and good night.